Tonight what we have is the Weary Traveler shave. I just finished a 7-hour drive and it's actually the sun's rising. We kind of drove through the night returning from holiday stuff and so most of my stuff, my normal shave gear, is packed in my car still, and we're so tired that I'm just going to go to bed and not really unpack too much from the car. So I just kind of went in my shave area inside the house and just kind of grabbed a mishmash of stuff. I've been wanting to revisit my dark vetiver, and so I grabbed that guy. And this one's not in my regular rotation because he's a little bit scrubby and too backboney or something. I want to give him a few more chances before I sell him. This is a Semogue Owners Club Badger brush. And because my soak jar is in my packed gear, we're trying something new. A few minutes ago, I just got this brush wet under the water and just kind of let it sit. So what we're going to do today is, this time, is just see how much, we're going to leave some water in it when we go to load the brush. We'll see what happens. Hopefully then that means I have to add less, because I also don't have my usual syringe because that's packed away as well. Because I was traveling, I did not take my custom bowl. I didn't want to get it broken. And so I do have that. Today's razor is going to be one that I haven't been able to try in a long time because I've been marathoning that Nasset blade. I'm at 107 shaves with it now, and I can't use it with mild razors. And so that puts this Wolfman Guerilla out. And so now that I don't have that Nasset situation right now, and so we're going to put a normal blade. Matter of fact, we're going to put a feather in this. The feather has been used about 5 or 6 times, and I'll show you how we load up the Guerilla. It has 2 posts on the top of the base plate. It's a little awkward. It's not like a lot of other razors where you're putting the blade down on top of this center post. I think the Mamba kind of does this too. Maybe the Game Changer. I think, as far as I know. Well, I bet the Mamba, I wonder if the Mamba came out before the Guerilla. Probably did. Don't know. That was before I really got into wet shaving. All right, there we go. This 15 millimeter thick grip. I usually choose a different handle, but I'm going original today for some reason. So that wasn't very hard to install, and because those posts are exactly the right size, it centers the blade perfectly every time. You don't need to worry about alignment. So we've got a mild razor with a nice sharp blade in it. It's usually a very good combination. All right, I think we're ready to go. I'm going to splash my face with a little water. Also have all slicked back hair because we've been traveling and it's been foggy and humid out, and I'm tired, and so my hair looks it. All right, so the last time I tried this dark vetiver, I was a scooper, and today we're going to brush load. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to fill this guy up with water. Let him get as heavy as he feels like he's going to be. Pull him up and show you. We'll give him a couple of shakes and let that be it. Let's just see what happens. Okay, yep, he's not dripping. Dark vetiver. And let's do a 30-second load, starting at the 10-second mark. And here we go. It's likely to get kind of airy and stuff because of all that water. We'll see. So we will stop at the 40-second mark for a 30-second load. I am improving in my love of vetiver, and I didn't have that knowledge at the time and that appreciation when I first tried this. One more second and there we go. And that's kind of what it looks like after 30 seconds. Surely that will be enough. Yeah, I like that scent. Yeah. I'm I'm glad I got some education before I managed to sell that one. That was in my to sell pile for sure. All right. So now we're going to use the drip method. Just kind of, maybe I'll start my water at a slow drip and then I'll just take the lather down to it. Holy cow, is a really good base. Oh yeah, see that vetiver is just jumping right up to my nose from here. I like that. So funny. Educated. My nose has been educated and now I appreciate this kind of scent. So that little bit of water that was in the brush, you know, wasn't really enough to make the early suds just start overflowing, you know. It maintained pretty, it was pretty much in control and didn't get all wild like some of the soaps do. All right, so this, I've got a nice little early thick lather going on here. So let's start the dribble, and I'll just add a little bit and swirl, and then add and swirl until it looks right. I'm not going to try to constitute it perfectly before I add more, just reasonably, because my theory is that as I'm mixing like this, the second one, then that also helps to keep mixing the first one to some degree. Holy cow usually does take a full quarter teaspoon of soap if I'm scooping, and so it's not as economical as some. You know, you do have to use more product than some of the other ones. Now already we've got this neat little low structure lather that's not poofing up airy. This soap is widely regarded in some circles as, you know, one of the top 4 or 5 in terms of top tier performance. And a lot of times they're talking about the donkey milk version, and this is not. This is just the beef tallow version. But it's still a very good base. So I'm hoping that this brush tip and the backbone and stuff will kind of soften up a little bit, and I'd love to keep it around. Some people really like this brush. Maybe those people are just those that just like more scrub than I do, and that's okay. Okay, let's feel this guy. Once I kind of get him equalized, let's see how he's doing right now. I don't have a lot of quantity, but it does look like enough to do the shave. All right. A little bit of resistance, this cushion, nice and slick. I still do feel the ridges. Why don't we go ahead and stop now and just see, because I can always add, can always go back to the puck if I need more soap. Oh, I feel that slickness on my fingers. Okay, I'm gonna splash a little bit on my face one more time. Gotta soften up those hairs. It makes it easier to cut them. Water does that. Hot water does it faster. And some kind of alkali or soap can also speed the process. I just use cold water. It seems to work for me. Other people may need to do more of a pre-shave routine because maybe their hair is more coarse or something like that. Yeah, it's got a lot of backbone. Fortunately, the tips are fairly soft. A lot of backbone. Yeah, that's why I didn't like it. It's a good thing the tips are fairly soft. Otherwise, I wouldn't like this at all. So the question for me is, how much will the backbone settle down with age? I read an Amazon write-up that said that a lot of times you have to be careful with Amazon reviews, but it indicated it was a pretty stiff brush, and it turns out to be exactly right. But I had always, just for some reason, been wanting to try it, and one came across at a great deal, really good price, and so I decided to try it out, and it's a stiff brush. All right, nice little layer on my face. Let's try out this feather blade. Oh, that's so comfortable. You almost don't even feel the edge. Very nice, very controlled. And that's the issue with this razor. It came out, and I don't think there were too many reviews on it, and people jumped on it because it was a Wolfman razor, which are expensive. However, it was not nearly as expensive as the other Wolfman razors, and it was being produced at a higher rate, and so your average Joe could get one at a pretty reasonable wait time. So a lot of people got them and then sold them because they said they were too mild, and that's okay. And they got a lot of bad publicity because of that. I wish it would have been kind of touted as a very mild razor, and then those people who know they like aggressive razors maybe could have known not to buy it. But one of the great things it does that I really like, it clamps down on the blade right near the edge, and that's that feel, that's that comfort, consistency. It's what it gives you. All right, let's rinse. I've tried the donkey milk base that Holy Cow offers, and I think I like this one better, this beef tallow. It's just slick. It had a great feel as I was rinsing it off, even the first pass. I've got oily skin, so a lot of times that first pass does not feel that way with many soaps. All right, so that one, how would I rate that first pass? Too dry, too wet? Pretty close to right. If it was anywhere, I think maybe it was a little too, it could be dried down just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, and the scent is terrific. I mean, it is just a kind of a dark vetiver. It's that vetiver scent, but just got a little bit of shade to it, a little bit of thickness, or something. So I'm going to make sure there's no extra droplets on my face. That would dilute it even more. There we go. All right. So we'll keep it nice and creamy. This is a nice scent, but you've got to like vetiver. You've got to, it's almost like a green plant cologne with a kind of a grassy nature to it is maybe how my mind wants to describe it right now. Maybe that's accurate. Yeah, this lather's good. It gave a really nice glide for the razor. There we go. Pass number 2. cross grain on the cheeks. You know, when I first got this razor, I was a little concerned because I also felt like it was too mild for me. And I had it on my, actually put it out on the Shave Bazaar on my to sell page on a post with a bunch of other things I wanted to sell. But it didn't sell for a couple of weeks. And then I hear that he's discontinuing them. And so I took it off because I was like, oh, I need to make sure that I want to sell this, because I may not be able to get it back if I sell it, if I give it away, sell it. This feather seems to be working really well. It's comfortable, and I'm going to bet at the end of the shave I'm going to have nice close results. And so and then what happened is I began to have more of a love for the mild razors. I was no longer chasing that as aggressive as I can stand aspect. All right, rinse. So then I actually started to see the value in such a razor, and I discovered I really enjoyed it. The comfort, it was efficient. Maybe I wasn't getting the angle right in my first tries of it in the beginning. All right. Lather up for the third pass. It looks like that 30 seconds of loading. It scared me a little because the quantity wasn't super huge, but this should be plenty for my third pass, and I've still got a little bit left. So it turns out that might be just right. And again, a nice creamy rinse I just had. Nice, slick soap. Man, I'm glad I didn't get rid of this guy. You know, my tastes just changed. And now I like it. Well, same goes for the razor. Soap and razor are in that category of I'm really glad I didn't get rid of it. I'm going to rely on some people's advice about the brush. It does seem to be a little nicer to me this time. If I do think that I'm going to switch to want maybe more scrubby and higher backbone brushes, it would probably behoove me to keep it. It's a good cut. I like that. Yep. Oh, it's a good scent. Rarely do I get one nice and strong like this. 5 or 6 out of 10. I really appreciate that. Okay, that was the third pass. I think I'll let it go with that because I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. So it turns out that's an excellent pairing of blade and razor. Very comfortable. I do have a little bit of irritation right around my trouble spot, probably because I was trying to just focus on that area. Maybe I buffed it too much without some lather. Maybe I went against the grain in a certain area and that has stirred up a little bit of irritation, but it's the kind that I think is going to be gone in 10 minutes if I use a balm. So no big deal. No cuts, no weepers. Almost baby butt smooth on my cheeks without even going against the grain. And I did not have to go into that fourth neck only pass that I usually have to do. So it was an excellent combination. for people of my skin and hair type, and looks like 30-second load with this kind of brush is about right. And for what I like to do, since it's a stiff brush, if you had a floppy one, then maybe it would generate a little bit less lather if it was a softer brush. If it was bigger, then it might generate more lather. If it's smaller and floppier, that might really generate less. So you can play around with that sort of factor if you want. All right, nice. Let me see what kind of after post shave product I have. You know, I'm not really trying to smell like anything right now. I want to go to bed, so let's just do this Integrity Unscented. And this is the version that does not have the menthol. I don't like menthol. Yeah, I've definitely got a little bit of irritation right there. Leaving a little bit of water on my face right then and applying this kind of right after the shave. Definitely helps to be able to spread it around without friction increasing the irritation on your face. All right, good job. Soap Commander is an excellent performing balm. Unfortunately for me, most of theirs contain menthol, so I have to stick with this one. All right, I'm going to clean up. One interesting thing I'll note about this Badger is the balance. The handle is very light compared to most other Badgers that I have. And so the balance point, even, is right up here. And so it's all like the knot has more weight than usual. So it's a very light feel. The balance isn't kind of under where your fingertips are like it is with a lot of my brushes. And so it's very different. It almost feels like it's hollow inside or something like that. I think I like it okay, but we'll see over time. I think this handle is also a little bit bigger than the normal Owner's Club. I don't have it up there. But anyway, I think this did pretty well for me. I don't know if I'm going to switch to a mode where I like more backbone. Maybe I'll keep it around a little bit longer, keep working at it. All right. So very pleased with the dark vetiver. I'm going to keep that around. I really enjoyed that. And the base is excellent. They don't have a lot of scents that I like. It's just, I don't know, the profiles that they like to push toward don't usually land where my preferences lie. They have Cuero Oscuro, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's kind of a spicy one, and I like that one a lot. All right, so this feather blade had 5 uses on it. So this was number 6. And I'm going to clean up. In the past, I have not liked this big fat handle. It means that you can't twist the razor and have it go all the way around. And so if you're shaving here and you want to switch sides of the razor, I can't switch, and now it's all the way around like I can with a thinner handle, especially something like a ball handle, a ball end tech, or something like that. But I didn't notice any problems this shave, and I did not like it when I first was using this maybe a year ago. So maybe I'll keep the handle on there. I was using other handles before. Maybe my technique and my shaving style has just changed to where it accommodates this larger handle without too much of a problem. And I love the grip. See, it's not polished stainless steel. If you can notice it, it is brushed stainless steel. And apparently, when you do that, it has little microscopic grooves, and it's almost like a microscopic checking that you can't even see. But even when wet and soapy, it is easy to keep hold of. And that was something a lot of people were surprised at when they first bought it. Or when somebody was saying, I just shaved with this and it was great. And then somebody who hadn't held it before was like, wouldn't that handle a little slippery? And they say, no, actually. Okay. All right, well, that was just a motley shave. grabbing up whatever I had kind of been wanting to shave with after a while, since my main gear was occupied, and it worked out well. It was fun to try the Owners Club Badger again. I think it did feel a little better than the last time I used it, if I can, if memory serves. Continue to love the mildness, yet the effective cutting of the Guerilla, and revisited the dark vetiver, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm going to definitely keep that one. I'm glad it didn't sell. A great base, slippery, very slick, nice low structured lather. It was easy to dial in because it didn't puff up like some of the other soaps do, and it just slowly got thicker in a kind of a linear fashion that was easy to tell with the eyes as well as the fingers. And there we go. Excellent. And yeah, I don't have any of that irritation. The balm is helping me out nicely. Irritation's gone. I got a great close shave. So there we go. Glad to be back home. And I hope there was something here for you. You take care. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.